Are you filming?
Yeah, welcome back. We're going to lean in like this.
We are so eminently professional.
So high tech.
High tech.
And one of our little microphones didn't get charged up, so we have the microphone down here, so hopefully you can hear. Anyway, hello. It's good to be back.
Yes. Okay. So today we're gonna go back to some of our stories.
Today is Amy's time to choose.
Yeah. So I decided to choose the one time we decided to switch classes in school. So we were the good kids who never got in trouble. We were so boring, I'm sure, but we...
Yeah, but we always laughed. We did, Amy. We always had...
What does it have to do with anything?
It
I'm trying to set up the story. The story is that we were good kids, and we were in a class council, and I was an officer for senior year in high school, and National Honor Society, although...
But I wasn't.
Yeah, but we just discovered that... Oh, anyway, that's a long story. We'll get into that some other time. But anyway...
I like those boots.
Thank you. So we... So we took a class field trip. We were in AP English, Advanced Placement English, and we took a class field trip to New York City because we lived outside of New York City. And while we were driving back from New York City, the teacher who took us was named Dr. D. We called him Dr. D, but his name is actually Dr. DeCavalcante. There.
Okay, so our memory card got full, and then the other memory card was also full. I don't know why. So I just put in another memory card. So I'm not sure where we cut off, but I think just start it that you were saying.
All right. So anyway, we were good kids.
We
were like in National Honor Society and blah blah blah. Well, anyway, so before the trip that we were talking about, which I don't know if that got recorded or not, I think our gym teacher, Mr. Kraft, said, had we ever switched classes? Were you in the same gym class as me?
I don't think so.
I don't think you were. But I think you might have had... Did you have Mr. Kraft as well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But not that same semester.
Okay.
But I had him.
Okay, fun fact. When we grew up in North Carolina, and when we went to school in North Carolina, it was called PE. And then we moved to New Jersey, and there they call it gym. And so then we came back down here to go to NC State, and it was PE again. And so I think I still call it gym. But tell them your funny story about...
Oh, there was this guy that...
this was early
freshman year in NC State. A friend of mine named John, and we had just had breakfast at the dining hall. And we're leaving, and I said, "What time do you have gym?" And he went, 7:50. And I'm like, "Well, then you're going to be late." And it turns out that he thought I was calling him Jim.
He thought that I
had forgotten his name
because he was from North Carolina, so they said PE. So
hi, John.
Yeah,
I'm going to send this to you, so you better watch it.
John.
Damn it.
Okay, so anyway, and so we went on a class field trip to New York City, and on the drive back...
In high school.
The teacher who took us there, his name was we call him Dr. D, although his name is Dr. DeCavalcante, and we literally just learned... Did he die?
Yeah, recently, like in the last couple of years.
Oh, and that's how it came out that...
Yeah.
Yeah, so it came out that... Oh, yeah, that's right. That he came from a... very notorious
prominent New Jersey mob family.
So look it up. So Dr. D. So when we were driving back to New Jersey from New York, I think I probably said something, or maybe that Mr. Kraft had said we ever switched classes, and he was saying, "Oh yeah, you should switch classes. You should definitely switch classes." And so we thought he was being supportive of us switching classes. So the only class we had classes together, and the only class that we could switch. Well, Mr. Kraft, we couldn't switch PE. What the hell?
What's going on?
So we don't know how much we just missed of that story. So none of it probably.
Okay, so now we're recording on my phone because we had serious technical difficulties. I'm holding this with my long arm. So
we'll try to be quick.
Yeah.
So anyway, Dr. DeCavalcante told us that we should switch classes, and
so we ended up switching English.
so the only class,
no, not English.
the only classes that we could switch were, I was in AP German and Melinda was in Latin. Not
ideal.
Smart. Well, to make matters even worse, although we thought it was better. Herr Kuhn was my German teacher, and Herr Kuhn was being not evaluated, but like observed by Dr. D, who was the head of the department,
the language
department, on the day that we switched classes. So we thought, we're in the clear. He knows, because he's
in on it.
He's in on it, so it's going to be no problem. So I taught Melinda, who doesn't speak German at all, obviously. Well, we'll first go to Latin class. Latin class, I don't even know who Melinda's teacher was, but she was so wimpy, and the other students were like...
But she was supposedly really smart. I think she had gone to like Harvard or
well,
something.
she was so wimpy. So there was a quiz that day. The only thing I did on the quiz was I wrote down Melinda's name on it. And later on, when Melinda got the quiz back,
I failed.
The name was circled with the question mark.
So she figured it out.
So she knew. She was like, what the hell? So,
sit up some so you're not... Well, maybe not. Okay.
So I taught Melinda in German how to say "my throat hurts me," and so that she couldn't talk. Well, so here's the other thing to know about my AP German class. There were only 8 students in it, and we spoke not a word of English in it, not a word. We spoke nothing but German, and we just talked. There was no hand raising, nothing. It was just a free-flowing conversation.
You said 12 people or something? It was
8.
8. It was
8.
a very small class.
It was 8 people. It was so small. And we just talked. So I told Melinda how to say my third. So anyway, this one class, everyone, of course, knew. All the students knew. And Dr. D was observing, so we're in the clear. Fine, no problem. So everyone was, like, anytime Herr Kuhn, we called him Herr Kuhn, started to call on Melinda, the other students would raise their hand. We never raise hands.
Well, one time I did answer the question.
Yeah.
I said violets in English.
And then that's when he said, oh, he had these big glasses and he would always put his hand on. He goes, oh mein Gott, Class, we have an imposter.
And then I just kept saying, my throat hurts. I can't talk. My throat hurts. Oh, it was bad.
Well, after Melinda got called out by Herr Kuhn, she, like an idiot, this compounded it. If she hadn't said this, I think we would have been okay. I think he might have laughed at it. I think he might have.
It was just like, come on, we just had to switch.
Yeah. So Melinda turned around and said, Dr. D said we could do it.
Oh, that was
well. That embarrassed the hell out of Herr Kuhn, because then Dr. D was totally called out that he was in on it, and so then Dr. D had to. Anyway,
we had to get in trouble.
So we got sent to the vice principal, and was it Mr. Falcone? I don't remember, but he's like, "What are you girls doing here?" And we're like, Herr Kuhn, he goes, well, that was so stupid. We're like, well, we had to do it. It was 2 weeks before we graduated. We had to do it. So we got sent to the principal's office, and that he had to give us 2 days after school detention.
It might have even been a whole week.
No, it was 2 days. It was only 2 days.
Okay.
It was only 2 days. And And let me just tell you something. Herr Kuhn made my life hell the last 2 weeks in German. He never went through a class without commenting and being just a jerk about it. And apparently, years later, he was still talking about it. We found out.
Yeah, we found out from like several
Someone from
years
church,
later.
yeah.
Someone, was in the class and said something about he still talks about this time he got showed up in class or something.
By these twins who switched classes. And, oh God. But so we go to after school detention, and we walk in, and the teacher, I don't remember her name. She was the one who was the hall monitor, and she was really nice. You remember her? She would sit in the hall and like make sure you had passes.
Well, I remember that we needed hall monitors. I
Yeah,
don't remember who the
but
hall monitor lady
They were like,
was.
and everyone looked up and were like,
So
I mean, like when I tell you we were you will not be surprised.
yeah, but like the next time I saw Mr. Kraft in the hall, he gave me a high five.
I know. So we were the
So-
heroes. Everyone thought it was funny, except that we had to sit through after school. And then Herr Kuhn made my life miserable. So that was our one time.
But we were able to graduate. I mean, if we hadn't done that, we might not have graduated. It would have
we hadn't done what?
gone to after school detention.
No, well, we had to do it. We had to take our punishment. But anyway, so there you go. Apparently, my 0 on Melinda's quiz didn't affect her grade too much.
No, I probably got a C in that class anyway. Hence why I was not in National Honor Society.
So there you go. So I don't know how much of this you got. We had interesting anecdotes about our crime mob family boss, teacher. Never mind.
Yeah,
And what time do you have, Jim? You know,
I hope that got on.
I hope that got on too. But anyway,
So anyway, all right. So we'll be back next week.
hopefully with no ridiculous.
No,
technical
I'll figure it
difficulties.
out. It's been a kind of a crazy week. Oh, and then there's that hurricane coming. It hit Florida with a Category 4. That's terrible.
I know.
And we're supposed to get maybe 7 inches of rain on starting Thursday.
No,
night.
it's gonna be starting Friday, I think.
Oh. Thursday night, I thought.
Oh, I don't
Well,
know.
anyway. So
Yeah,
I
it's
hope
a little
everyone
bit-
stays safe.
Yeah.
And that's all for now. We still need a catchphrase.
Oh yeah, why don't we come up with something?
Let us know if you have any ideas for catchphrases. And finally, we'd like to ask you to like this video, subscribe, and send it on to your friends because the
Why
more the
would
merrier.
they though? The technical difficulties were lame. The
Well, we'll
stories
get
get compressed because we didn't know what was recorded, what wasn't recorded.
It's a slice.
Oh, I thought of an episode.
Slice of life.
Yeah, we'll have to talk at some point about our different things that drive us crazy. We'll be here
All
night.
day.
We'll be here.
Oh,
all
and we know
night.
we have other. Here will pique your interest. We have ghost stories.
Oh, we're gonna do a Halloween.
We'll
thing.
do a Halloween special.
We've got some good ghost stories.
Good
true ghost stories.
True
That
ghost
happened to me. That happened to me.
And I have an excellent episode for next time. You're gonna love it.
I'm scared.
Yeah, you should be. All right. Okay. Bye.